St. Paul, as we all know, is an absolutely gorgeous city in the summertime. This next piece is an indulgence in St. Paul's interesting train bridges.
This is the Bruce Vento Regional Trail, popular among joggers and bikers. Many might think it's nice how the trail goes under 7th Street and wonder how the bridge got built. Well, these stone arches are part of our story on Bridging the Rails of St. Paul. The bridge was proposed in 1883 as part of a group of improvements along 7th Street linking downtown St. Paul with the Dayton's Bluff neighborhood on the east side. The need was to cross the tracks of the St. Paul and Duluth Railroad. It was a special engineering challenge because the street crossed the tracks at a 63-degree angle, and it would also have to carry sewer and water pipes. In addition, the hill had to be rebuilt to lessen its steepness so streetcars could travel over the bridge between downtown and Dayton's Bluff. Stones for the bridge were cut with curved surfaces to form a series of parallel spiral courses. The initial mathematical calculation of the curves was difficult. There were no computers back then. But by 1884, the job was done. 100 years later, in 1989, the tracks were long gone, but the bridge was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Another historic rail bridge in St. Paul is this one, where the tracks are still in use. The bridge has an unusual shape because, according to legend, after it was built, the owner of the property on the south side wouldn't allow the swing span to cross his land, so the railroad had to remove that part of the bridge and replace it with a concrete counterweight to compensate for the lost material. Legends aside, the reason for the bobtail configuration of the bridge is that the section of the river deep enough for navigation at this point is not wide enough to accommodate a full-sized swing bridge. The counterweight is necessary to keep both ends of the bridge in balance over the center pier, which is near the right descending bank. According to Internet Wikipedia, no qualified bridge engineer would ever lavish the material and effort required to build a swing span over land. Probably the most recognizable bridging of the rails in St. Paul is the vertical lift rail bridge in downtown. Built in 1913, it is one of only 3 vertical lift bridges along the Mississippi River. The others are in Hastings, Minnesota, and Hannibal, Missouri. In 1925, the north end of this bridge was raised 16 feet to tie in with tracks that serve the St. Paul Union Depot yard. The Robert Street Bridge, built later in 1926, had to be carefully engineered around the railroad bridge. The vertical lift span has 105-foot high towers. However, by 1973, the amount of lift was reduced to 37 feet because of aging of the equipment. And in April of 1997, high water on the Mississippi River reached the bottom of the bridge. The railroad parked a train of hopper cars loaded with rocks on the bridge to help anchor it and keep it from being washed away. And the railroad that did that was not the Rock Island Line. It was the Union Pacific.